Welcome children to the online video. We have done the poem learning to read. We have done the question answers also. Next is writing junction. In writing junction we have to learn about argumentative essays. An argumentative essay is a kind of essay in which the writer expresses his or her opinion and then gives sufficient arguments in support of your answer. Then you support your opinion with strong logic and evidence. So an argumentative essay requires a comprehensive research to build reasons for the argument, make deductions, draw conclusions, and apply them to the topic of discussion. So there'll be a topic of discussion. You have to express your own views, and you will express your views, and then you will have to support your views giving sufficient arguments. And this allows us to understand different viewpoints and choose those that we relate to the most. So your viewpoints may differ. Your viewpoint may be different from mine. So the arguments that you give in support of your viewpoints and make them strong is what we call as argumentative essay. So in argumentative essay we have to, it's not sufficient if we just give opinions. We have to give sufficient arguments or sufficient points in support of our answer. And an argumentative essay, so format of an argumentative essay is as follows. Just as we have an introduction, an essay always starts with an introduction, and in the introduction in an argumentative essay you have to introduce the topic. Usually we introduce a topic with a quote or with an attractive sentence. So here also you will introduce the topic with a quote or a very attractive sentence, and then you have to state your opinion. This is called as a thesis statement. After the thesis statement you will give 2 or 3 points in support of your opinion. You will just write them in brief. Then the first paragraph, in the first paragraph, the first point that you have given in the introduction in support of your argument or in support of your opinion will be the topic sentence. That will be the main sentence, and then you have to give points or you have to explain why you think it is so. Then you will have to give points in support of your opinion, and then you have to provide examples. By providing examples, examples need not be real ones. You can give you can make examples, but the only thing is that it should suit the place, and also it should support your argument. Then the second paragraph, in the second paragraph you will choose the second topic sentence as second argument as your topic sentence, and then you will explain it. You will explain it giving sufficient points, and then you will give examples. The third paragraph will contain the third point that you are giving in support of your opinion, and then you will explain why you think that it is so, and then give examples. Just remember that every time you may not get a real example, you have to make examples to suit your arguments. Then in the conclusion, an essay should have a conclusion also. In the conclusion you will just restate these arguments, these points, in other words. You will not use the same words to express the points. This will show that you can paraphrase and you know a lot of synonyms. It shows your vocabulary, and so after that you will summarize the important ideas. So that is how you have to write an argumentative essay. Next is vocabulary junction. In vocabulary junction, we have to learn about imagery. Imagery, we know the word itself says that it is a poet uses or a writer uses words such that it creates certain image or it creates certain reflections in the pictures in the mind of the reader. So that is what we call as imagery. It appeals to our five senses. Imagery appeals to the five senses, the sense of sight, sound, smell, touch, and taste. Now we'll see some examples of sight. The moon looked like a silver disk hanging in the sky. So when you read this itself, the picture of the moon hanging, the full moon in the sky comes to your mind. It looks like a silver disk. The city was covered with a thick blanket of snow. So snow has fallen and the snow has covered the city. So it looks like a thick white blanket. Then sound. The midnight quiet was suddenly broken by a high pitched shriek. So we know night is very calm and quiet, and this calm and quiet night suddenly it is broken. The silence is broken by a high pitched shriek. So it appeals to the sound. The music flowed and filled the air with joy. So we know music is always good to hear, and the music flowed and it fills our heart with joy. So here also the music flowed and it filled the air with joy. So only when you hear the music or the sound of the music, then it fills your heart with joy. Taste. As soon as I took a bite of the cake, my mouth was filled with molten chocolate and icy peppermint. So I know your mouth would have become watery now. So your mouth gets filled with molten chocolate and icy peppermint. Then the ice cream prepared by my mother was velvety, smooth, creamy, and rich. So you can just get the thought of eating the ice cream or the ice cream in your mouth would the picture of the ice cream in your mouth would come to your mind. Smell. After eating the salad, his breath reeked of onion or smelled of onion. The aroma of the freshly baked bread drew us to the bakery. So we know that when we pass by a good hotel or when we pass by a good bakery, the smell coming from the hotel or the bakery will draw us to the bakery or hotel. So here it is the when we get the smell, the plate filled with the delicious dishes come to our mind. So here it causes or it creates an imagery. Now state the imagery, the type of imagery used in each of the following sentences. The raging waves crashed against the rocks like a giant sea monster spreading its tentacles. So here you can see the waves crashing against the rocks. So it is the waves are touching the rocks, and then you can imagine the picture of a giant sea monster spreading its tentacles. So it is sight and touch. Then the next one is when a whiff of that strong fragrance gives me a head. Even a whiff of that strong fragrance gives me a headache. So it is related to smell. Then the third one is the moonlight shimmered on the calm waters of the river. So there you can see the moonlight falling on the calm waters of the river, and it is shimmering, it is shaking, or it is moving. So that is sight. Franklin's heartbeat thumped so loud that he felt it could be heard across the room. So here it is the sound of the heartbeat. The old car groaned to a stop. The car is old. It does not work properly or does not run properly. So it groaned. Groan is a sound that you make when you are not happy or when you're angry. So that is a sound. The smell of the ocean reminds me of home. It is smell. The French cheese felt so soft it almost melted at my touch. So here you have it is the soft cheese. The soft cheese is so sweet and it is melting at the touch of at, at your touch. So it is touch. The wet grass pricked against his skin and made him uncomfortable. So again it is touch. So the next we have to learn it is on page 79. Use the given clues and frame sentences using imagery for rainy day. So one is given for you or one is done for you. The sound is done for you. So you can, all of you would have felt the fall of the rain on your face, on your cheeks and all that. So you can write. Then you can, the smell that you get. As the soil gets the rain, you will get the pleasant smell of the wet soil. Then something, describe something that you can taste. So again rainwater. Then write two examples of each kind of imagery in the given table. That is also you can do on your own. So we'll go to the next one. Next one is pronunciation junction. In pronunciation junction, read these lines from the poem and picked the words right up by heart and learned to read them well. So here it's picked and it's learned. Look at these words: wanted, graded. So here pronunciation of ed. We have a table there. You have the examples. The final sound is help, helped is a past tense, and phonetic transcription is helped. Talk, talked. Froth, frothed. Laugh, laughed. Miss, missed. Crush, crushed. Then on page 81, you have reached, reach, reached. Then grab, grabbed. Hug, hugged. There you have the two letters coming together. Then breathe, breathed. Pave, paved. Please, pleased. Massage, massaged. Bridge, bridged. Roam, roamed. Sign, signed. Bang, banged. Call, called. Stay, stayed. Try, tried. Next is object, objected. Fade, faded. You have to learn the correct pronunciation of the words. That is very much necessary for speaking. Then you have the other sounds. You have folk, folk, teachers, teachers, glasses, group, groups, student, students, book, books, cliff, cliffs, month, months, web, webs, bed, beds. Then on page 83, rag, rags, cave, caves, lids, well, wells, dream, dreams, can, cans, glow, glows, wing, wings, day, days, slice, slices, maze, mazes, wish, wishes, massage, massages, batch, batches, bridge, bridges. So read the following words aloud and circle the correct pronunciation. That is left to you. Then we have the next is we won't do speaking junction. Then you have exercises on pronunciation. That is read the sentences aloud. All those things you can do by yourself. Listening junction cannot be done because we have to listen to an audio and then we'll have to do it. Then the next is whistle away. Whistle away will do the glittering white, state the type of imagery. The glittering white snow covered everything in sight. So it is sight. The silence was broken by the clang of guitar strings as he began playing. That is sound. Then she ran her hands on the smooth velvety satin fabric. It is touch. And then the next one is the earthly scent of rain reminded me of my childhood days. It is smell, the warm, sweet chocolate blended with slightly salty caramel made my mouth water. It is taste. Then, using the given clues, frame sentences of your own using imagery. That's a marketplace. Something describes something that you can hear, something that you can touch, something that you can smell, and something that you can see, and something that you can taste. All of you would have been to a marketplace, and a marketplace is a familiar place to you, so you can do it. So we'll come to an end of the video here. Next we have to do the dog of Pompeii. That's a very interesting story, and it's a story about a boy, blind boy, and a dog. It shows the faithfulness of the dog to the boy, and the boy's parents are dead, and it is the dog that is taking care of the boy. And a volcanic eruption occurs in the place, and the boy gets falls unconscious because of inhaling the poisonous gas, and the dog is very much scared because the volcanic lava is destroying the whole city, and the dog wanted the boy to get up, so he just bites the boy so that the boy may get up. The boy wakes up, and then the dog understands that the boy is weak and he cannot walk. He needs something to eat, so the dog runs to the bakery, where it is from the bakery that the dog brings food for the boy every day. So the dog runs to the bakery to get raisin cake for the boy, but unfortunately, and the dog dies there because of it gets burned due to the volcanic eruption, the lava of the volcanic eruption. The dog dies, but the boy is taken away by the others to a safe place. The boy cries for, or calls out for the dog, but the dog is not there. The dog is no more. The dog is named as Bimbo, and the boy is Tito. He cries out where he calls out the name of the dog, but the dog is not alive. It doesn't come back. And years later, when the whole city was destroyed by the volcanic eruption, years later, the people, the excavators, they find when they were digging out the remains, or when they were excavating, they find the stone like skeleton of a dog, and with a piece of raisin bread in its mouth. So this shows the faithfulness or the love of the loyalty of the dog for its master. So it's a very touching story, and I hope you would go through that, and we'll do it in the next video. So thank you. Be safe, stay healthy, enjoy a good day. Thank you.